Hi, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Hasilai, a PhD scholar on physiology lab. Today, the topic on which I will discuss is about the carbon cycle, how the carbon is produced into the environment and how it recycled in its whole ecosystem. So, without wasting any further time, let's move towards the screen.
The carbon cycle is the process that moves carbon between plants, animals, and microbes. Carbon in the form of carbon dioxide is also an important part of our atmosphere, where it helps to control the Earth's temperature. Most carbon on Earth is stored in rocks and sediments. The rest is in the ocean, atmosphere, and in living organisms. Scientists use the term carbon sinks to refer to places where carbon is stored away from the atmosphere. Plants absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, and much of this carbon dioxide is then stored in roots, permafrost, grasslands, and forests. Plants and the soil then release carbon dioxide when they decay. Other organisms also release carbon dioxide as they live and die. For example, animals exhale carbon dioxide when they breathe and release carbon dioxide when they decompose. The oceans also exchange carbon with the atmosphere by absorbing carbon, which then sinks as it cools. Humans have a huge effect on the carbon cycle when we burn wood, fossil fuels such as oil, coal, and natural gas, and other forms of carbon. This action releases the stored carbon into the atmosphere, where it becomes a greenhouse gas. As a greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide in atmosphere helps to determine how warm the earth is. Too little carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases and the earth would be frozen. Too much would turn the atmosphere into a furnace. That's why understanding the carbon cycle is critical to the earth's future. In the atmosphere, carbon is attached to oxygen in a gas called carbon dioxide. Through the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is pulled from the air to produce food made from carbon for plants' growth. Carbon moves from plants to animals through food chains. The carbon that is in plants moves to the animals that eat them. When plants and animals die, their bodies, wood and leaves decays, bringing the carbon into the ground. Each time you exhale, you are releasing carbon dioxide gas into the atmosphere. Animals and plants need to get rid of carbon dioxide gas through a process called respiration. When humans burn fossil fuels to power factories, power plants, cars, and trucks, most of the carbon quickly enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide gas. Each year, 5.5 billion tons of carbon is released by burning fossil fuels. So, of this massive amount, 3.3 billion tons stays in the atmosphere. Most of the remainder becomes dissolved in seawater. Logically, oceans take in more carbon than it gives out. Marine animals convert carbon to calcium carbonate, and this forms the raw building materials required to create hard shells similar to the ones found in clams and oysters. When organisms with calcium carbonate shells die, their body decomposes, leaving behind their hard shells. These accumulate on the seafloor and are eventually broken down by the waves and compacted under enormous pressure, forming limestone. When these limestone rocks are exposed to air, they get weathered and carbon is released back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. In this way, the carbon completes its cycle in an ecosystem.